It's as if people on the far left want segregation to come back to the US, which really isn't all that surprising considering it was far left President Woodrow Wilson that instituted segregation the first time around in this country. The only difference is that this time the far left is openly advocating for segregation based on political thought. Their philosophy seems to be, you're a Trump supporter, or you're not a far left progressive, you can't eat here. And if you do, we'll spit in your faces and then write articles and post tweets about how we carried out social justice. Yay! The Tolerant don't understand civility anymore. Although, did they ever? Hey everybody, thanks for joining me here on MRC-TV. I'm Nick Kangadis. By now, I'm sure most of you heard that President Trump's son, Eric, was spat on recently by an employee of a Chicago cocktail lounge simply because he's the president's son. Well, the co-owner of a restaurant in Lexington, Virginia, is speaking up in support of discrimination in restaurants based on political beliefs. That's true. Here's the thing. The far left only likes things their way, and if they don't get their way, they figuratively fall to the ground, throw a tantrum, and sometimes they'll throw things or lash out and physically attack someone in another way. You'd think I was talking about a 5-year-old who was having a tantrum in the scenario I just described, but these people are legally adults. Stephanie Wilkinson, the co-owner of a restaurant that I'm not going to name because she doesn't deserve the pub, wrote an Amazon Washington Post op-ed promoting the notion that should people hold an opposing political viewpoint from the owner or employees, you either should be denied service or some kind of activism, verbal or physical, is justified. While Wilkinson does say that she enjoys when guests strike up conversation with one another and share an evening together, as a way to somehow make her seem tolerant, she backtracks and goes into a justification for discriminating against certain people. Quote, "It's more often a frustrated person, some of whom are restaurant employees, lashing out at the representatives of an administration that has made its name trashing norms and breaking backs. Not surprising if you think about it. You can't call people your enemies by day and expect hospitality from them in the evening." Okay then. By that logic then, people who oppose political thought like Wilkinson's should discriminate against her from patronizing their businesses. But that rarely, if ever, happens. Moderate liberals, centrists, and conservatives rarely discriminate against others for their political beliefs. And you know why? Because at least for me, let me put it this way, I could care less if you're black. I could care less if you're white. You know the only color I care about? Green. Black and white don't pay my bills, but green does. Never have I been short on cash and thought, I could really use some white people right now. And that's the point. I don't care who you are. As the saying goes, get woke, go broke. When you make business decisions based on political thought or some kind of personal identifier, not only will your business eventually fail, but you reveal your own bigoted prejudices. Wilkinson also concluded her self-righteous article that seemed more like a therapeutic journal entry by saying that, quote, "If you're directly complicit in spreading hate or perpetuating suffering, maybe you should consider dining at home." What? What rational person perpetuates suffering? What kind of people is Wilkinson encountering so often that she has to write that? I think she was really referring to anyone that disagrees with her point of view, but that's nothing new. As someone that worked in restaurants for 11 years of my life, 5 as a bartender, I have served people from every walk of life, every skin color, every sexual orientation, every religion, you name it. And I served them all in exactly the same manner, professionally. I was getting paid to serve customers, not give customers attitude based on my opinion of them or their political beliefs. You can say what you want about my beliefs. I really don't care about people's opinion on them. I know who I am. But when I worked in restaurants, I never made a decision about a guest based on anything other than their attitude at the time. I could care less about anything else about them because at the end of the day, I'm trying to feed myself. I wasn't perfect at my job. I had bad days just like everyone else, but I tried to help my guests enjoy their experience. Customer service is a lost art these days because everyone thinks they're entitled to something. The truth is that in order to truly feel entitled means you had to have done something in order to be entitled to it. So when you push away and discriminate against people while trying to successfully run a business, that success won't last long. And that's your food for thought for the day. Yeah, pun very much intended. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up or a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit that notification bell so that YouTube might tell you about a new MRC-TV video. Who knows if this video will be there tomorrow. Oh, and give us a like on Zuckerbook. For MRC-TV, I'm Nick Kangadis.